day and welcome to Alena Media TV. We are broadcasting from Toronto, Canada. I am Elsa Abraham. In today's episode, we are giving you African news, and here is your headlines. Ethiopian opposition leader appears in court on terror charges. UN says new polio outbreak in Sudan caused by oral vaccine. Let's go for a quick commercial break. When we come back, we'll get the news in details. Welcome back from that short commercial break. Ethiopian opposition leader Jawar Mohammed and 22 others appeared in court on Monday to face charges of terrorism and other crimes. Jawar, a media mogul and an outspoken critic of Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed, was arrested in June following the killing of popular singer Hakalu Hundessa, a champion of the Oromo ethnic group. Political analysts say the charges are likely to raise tensions in Oromia, Ethiopia's largest and most populous region. In November last year, Jawar, who runs a television channel, the Oromia Media Network, met with Prime Minister Abiy in hopes of convincing him to revise his nationalist agenda and favor more political autonomy for Ethiopia's diverse collection of regions, including Oromia. But the two men's relationship fell apart, and Jawar joined the opposition Oromo Federalist Congress. He began campaigning against the government inside packed sports stadiums. Then in late June, after the death of Hakalu Hundessa, Jawar and some of his loyalties joined the body en route to the singer's hometown, Ambo. It is unclear who decided to hold a ceremony for the body in Addis Ababa when at Stanford between federal security officials and Jawar's supporters ensued. A political officer was shot dead and Jawar later arrested. Authorities have now charged Jawar with inciting ethnic violence through his television channel and speeches. He is also charged with telecommunication fraud and terrorism. The charges could prevent Jawar from running in Ethiopia's upcoming but still unscheduled elections. William Davison, a senior analyst for International Crisis Group, says Jawar's potential absence could undermine the polls unless prosecutors provide convincing evidence that the Oromo opposition leaders are guilty of these grave charges. Then, if they are convicted, there will be a widespread public perception, especially in Oromia, that the Ethiopian government is once again engaging in politicized persecutions. This will make it very difficult for the authorities to run a successful election next year that is considered fair by all major actors and constituencies. And so, the vote will not be the landmark democratic moment that was hoped for, he said. Among those who appeared in court on Monday was Bekele Geba, deputy chairman of the OFC, who has also been charged with inciting violence and terrorism. His son, Samuel Bekele, told VOA that after attending several pre-trial court sessions, he is convinced his father's case has been politicized. He expected them to come up with something a bit believable, but they just pulled the old trick, he said. They recycled the old trick and they accused them of terrorism, telecommunication fraud, and other things. It is aimed to eliminate the formidable political opponents of Abiy Ahmed. I don't think they are going to convict them if they follow the rule of law. Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed said last week that Ethiopia is fully committed to its democratic transition, which he began in March 2018. Writing in The Economist magazine, he reaffirmed the importance of a free press, a vibrant civil society, an independent judiciary, and an open political space. But he also stated that certain individuals and groups in Ethiopia are harvesting the seeds of inter-ethnic and inter-religious division and hatred. Jawar's lawyer, Kadir Bullo, said on Monday that both Jawar and Bekele were merely expressing their rights by giving a voice to millions belonging to the Oromo ethnic group. What Jawar and others have been doing for the past 2 years is challenging through the legal channels. That means they were organizing their people so their interests are secured in the legal way, said Bulo. Jawa and other defendants are scheduled to appear back in court on Thursday. Now, moving on to our next story for the day. UN says new polio outbreak in Sudan caused by oral vaccine. The World Health Organization says a new polio outbreak in Sudan is linked to an ongoing vaccines-packed epidemic in Chad, a week after the UN Health Agency declared the African continent free of the wild polio virus. In a statement this week, the World Health Organization said 2 children in Sudan, one from Sudan Darfur State and the other from Gedaref State, close to the border with Ethiopia and Eritrea, were paralyzed in March and April. Both had been recently vaccinated against the polio. The World Health Organization said initial outbreak investigations show the cases are linked to an ongoing vaccine-derived outbreak in Chad that was first detected last year and is now spreading in Chad and Cameroon. There is local circulation in Sudan and continued sharing of transmission with Chad, the UN agency said, adding that genetic sequencing confirmed numerous introductions of the virus into Sudan from Chad. The World Health Organization said it had found 11 additional vaccine-derived polio cases in Sudan, and that the virus had also been identified in environmental samples. There are typically many more unreported cases for every confirmed polio patient. The highly infectious disease can spread quickly in contaminated water and most often strikes children under 5. In rare instances, the live poliovirus in the oral vaccine can mutate into a form capable of sparking new outbreaks. Last week, the World Health Organization and partners declared that the African continent was free of the wild polio virus, calling it an incredible and emotional day. On Monday, the World Health Organization warned that the risk of further spread of the vaccine-derived polio across Central Africa and the Horn of Africa was high, noting the large-scale population movement in the region. More than a dozen African countries are currently battling outbreak of polio caused by the virus, including Angola, Congo, Nigeria, and Zambia. Amid the coronavirus pandemic, many of the large-scale vaccination campaigns needed to stand out polio have been disrupted across Africa and elsewhere, leaving millions of children vulnerable to infections. In April, the World Health Organization and its partners reluctantly recommended a temporary halt to mass polio immunization campaigns, recognizing the move could lead to a resurgence of the disease. In May, they reported that 46 campaigns to vaccinate children against polio had been suspended in 38 countries, mostly in Africa, because of the coronavirus pandemic. Some of the campaigns have recently been restarted, but health workers need to vaccinate more than 90% of children in their efforts to eradicate the paralytic disease. Health officials had initially aimed to wipe out polio by 2000, a deadline reportedly pushed back and missed. Wild polio remains endemic in Afghanistan and Pakistan. Both countries also are struggling to contain outbreaks of vaccine-derived polio. This is where we end today's episode. Please like, share, comment. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell so you'll be notified anytime Alena Media TV makes a post. Thanks for watching.